Hi, I'm Tiffany, the emotional processor. In this video, I'm going to reveal one of my strategies for dealing with intrusive thoughts. Before I get into it, there are 4 things you need to know. Number 1, this strategy requires practice, so don't become discouraged. The more you do it, the more it will just come natural to you. So remember to remain diligent. Number 2, repeat the strategy as affirmations to help integrate and to help integrate it in your subconscious processes. This will help you remember in your time of need. Number 3, this strategy only applies to what you can control. So intrusive thoughts may be filtered for potential candidates. So you can't control how others think of you or what you may think of someone else, but you can control your perception of that, of what you hear from others that may be driving those intrusive thoughts. Number 4, this is one of those moments to take inventory of your values and beliefs or modify them. All right, so that is the 4 things that I need you to know. So if you have not watched my video, 5 things to keep in mind when processing emotions, I recommend you watch this video so that you know why values and beliefs are important for controlling emotions and why remaining diligent is also important as well. So let's get to it. The strategy I created, this is a strategy that I created. So I am not a mental health professional, but I have a real need to develop strategies just to function in daily life. I have a family, and I would like to be there for them, but I do struggle with high sensitivity, emotional distress, mental fatigue, and things like that. So this strategy has helped me a lot, and I do use this strategy often and on a daily. So the strategy is an acronym ACT, A-C-T. And the acronym means to accept, conform, and toss. So A means to accept the satisfying, C is to conform the compromising, and T means to toss the demeaning, to toss the demeaning. So let's look at each phrase definition individually for a second. So, accept the satisfying. So, accept means to receive as adequate, valid, or suitable. Satisfying means to give fulfillment or pleasure. So, an example of a thought that may pop into your head is, I did good today. Well, that's not very intrusive and it's not negative as most intrusive thoughts are often classified as. Well, here's why I start off with this is because sometimes it's hard to accept the good things about ourselves. I know I am guilty of that, which is why I had to include it in my strategy. But it's important that we keep what makes us happy. So I had to teach myself to accept those things those thoughts that came into my head. Otherwise it would lead to another thought that, oh, you're being too, you know, you didn't do that good today or something like that. All right, so C, conform the compromising. So conform means to comply with rules, standards, or laws. And in this sense, what we are referring to when we're talking about conforming is we're talking about our values and beliefs. So when we are talking about something compromising, it is the information, something that's, again, in this case, the intrusive thoughts that reveals an embarrassing or incriminating secret about ourselves, or it just exposes us and makes us feel vulnerable. So an example of that would be, I can't let anyone know that I do not know how to cook. So this is something that may be true, but we can learn to accept it. It's okay if you can't cook right now, but I will learn. I am good at other things though, so this would be a great opportunity to even acknowledge if this is something that you want to know how to do. So it may be learning to cook right now is just not important to me right now. So T, toss to the meaning. Throw something. So toss means to throw something somewhere lightly or casually. So we're just saying, we're not thinking about it too much. Just look, no, I don't want that. Demeaning means causing someone to lose their dignity or respect. So an example of this would be, I am ugly. So this is something that we want to believe. Um, that we're ugly. But this is not something that we need to, because it's not bringing us any satisfaction. So we need to find some way to flip that and say, nope, I don't want to believe that. So so that is the acronym ACT. Now, I didn't get too far into it, but each time an intrusive thought comes into your mind, you're going to use the strategy ACT. This is the first episode in the ACT series, so it's very brief, but please subscribe to learn more about this strategy. I will be posting videos about how to apply this in daily life and explain the process in more depth in a later video. In the meantime, study the strategy, memorize, and see if you can apply this strategy to any to any intrusive thoughts that you may have. Let me know what happens in the comments below.